let's do a TLDR. Let's get it, brother. So, UFC Vegas 59 sheet is open, and we have a lot of similar picks. And it's a little chalky, I'm not going to lie to you, AJ, but let's talk about it. Main event, we got Jamal Hill not upsetting, but we have Jamal Hill getting the big dub over Thiago Santos. Then we got Vicente Luque, who is listen, man, he lost his last one to Bilal Muhammad, but you got to think, my man has been on a massive tear. We got him picking up the win over Jeff Neal. Now, when we're talking about the Tough 30 finale, AJ, this is where it gets interesting, because you have Muhammad Usman, right? You got Kamaru Usman's brother. You got the Nigerian Nightmare number 2, right? You got a dude who, former football player, massive muscles, huge power, quick for his weight class. But Zach Pauga, this dude is the real deal, bro. You know, when he called out on the show, and AJ, I know you don't watch Tough and the reality part, you just skip to the fights, right? But he was calling his number, man. He was all like, listen, I'm going to be the next finale winner. I'm going to be the Tough champion. And like when you hear that, everybody said that, right? Everybody wants to be that. But when he says it, there's some conviction behind his voice, man. So was it a tough choice for you picking Pauga over Usman?
Not really, man. Pauga is a killer. He's very well-rounded, very well-trained, and when he's comfortable in there flowing, although the part that did give me a little pause for hesitation is he usually fights at 205. Now having to fight at heavyweight, it's gonna be he's gonna be outsized by Muhammad, and Muhammad Usman. He does have the name value, the fan value behind him. So maybe those judges are leaning a little bit of a way. So if this goes to decision, who knows? But I like Pauga, man. He can fight.
Yeah, man. And now that I'm thinking about it, because I was telling you that it was Muhammad Usman that had fought on Dana White Contender Series. Now I think I take that back. It might have been the PFL or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
It was PFL.
It was his last fight.
He lost by a guillotine or choke or some sort.
Rear naked choke by Brandon Sales in that fight. So apologies for that earlier. But yeah, man, I think this dude is the real deal. So let's bring it back up. Ooh, not that. All right, man. So for the other Tough 30 finale, for the women's flyweights, we have Juliana Killer Miller versus Brogan Walker, man. And we have a split here. This is the lone point of contention here, AJ. So I'm rocking with the older, more savvy, more experienced veteran Brogan Walker. I believe she's like 33 years old, 32, 33 years old, right? Then you got Juliana Miller, who is scrappy, man. If there's one thing we can say, good jiu-jitsu, scrappy, has that dog in her. But let me ask you this, man, because we were talking a little bit off air. I don't know if you want to give a little transparency to the people, that this is a little bit of a hedge for you right here. I mean, the heart and the mind are in two different spots. So talk to the people.
Man, first off, like when I was going for this one, I was watching the Juliana Miller fights first, man, and she's an absolute dog. So I loved it. And then I watched and saw Brogan Walker, man, and she got these hands and she can strike and she has this timing. Looks like Wonder Boy a little bit. I really wanted the Brogan Walker pick, and then I saw the betting sheets going down, and I was like, you know what? We cannot have another week where we have the exact same picks. So sometimes you got to play a little bit of gamesmanship here, folks. And I went with the Killer Miller and see if it pays out.
Absolutely. And that's the thing here, folks. You got to think about it, man. Sometimes you do have to pick that upset play. You do have to pick that not locked in or predictability in terms of, you know what I mean, your picks. If you want the one up on the night, man, you know, you can sit there and play it safe every single time. But what happens when the unexpected happens? Like last Tuesday's Dana White Contender Series when Chris Duncan pulled the upset of the year, KO getting smashed on, then comes back and just knocks Chris Campbell out, man. I'm just saying. All right. So then we got Sergey Spivak over Augusto Sakai, which is, I mean, he's a legit veteran, man. I think this is actually one of the more winnable fights for Augusto Sakai, to be honest with you. But if the fight hits the floor, if it hits the mat, yeah, you know what Spivak the polar bear does. And then lastly, this is an interesting one, AJ, because we have both picked Ariane Lipski over Priscilla Cachoeira. And Priscilla Cachoeira's got big heat in her hands, right? She got the win over Ji Young Kim, which a lot of people contest. A lot of people say that was a little fishy. Should have gone to Kim. She landed the more effective strikes, but Cachoeira was just landing more power, more conviction, more just, you know what I mean, overall, just oomph in her shots. But a lot of people also don't like Cachoeira because of the cheater allegations, right? The Jillian Robertson eye pokes and eye gouges and stuff like that. So people want to see her lose. I'm not saying that I want to see her lose for that reason. I just think that Ariane Lipski, when the fight doesn't get taken to the mat, she's as dangerous as they come, right? Former K1 or KSW champion, not K1, KSW champion out there in Poland. My question to you, AJ, do you think Priscilla Cachoeira, who shot in her last fight, do you think that she shoots in this fight?
Ooh, it's a good question. I'm thinking yeah against Ariane Lipski. If Lipski gets his hands going, I think Cachoeira shoots.
We'll see. Both of them are strikers. I'm not gonna lie. Cachoeira can get the double, but I think that Lipski's gonna be game to it, man. So for that reason, Jamal Hill, Vicente Luque, Zach Pauga, Sergey Spivak, and Ariane Lipski are our Bloody Water Podcast consensus picks. These are the locks of the night. Consensus. Now, the one point of contention, I got Brogan Walker to win the Tough 30 Women's Flyweight title, and then my man AJ has Juliana Killer Miller. So take the picks, run to your local sports book, cash them in. But if you want to know why we're picking who we're picking, follow along for the rest of the show and we will gladly give you that information. But if you don't have time, we understand. We just ask you to do one thing. Just take the link of this episode, copy it in your browser, share it with your friends, and subscribe while you're at it. Drop a like to and a comment. Why not? Let us know how you're feeling. But AJ,